Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. And today I have for us 6 different watches. I couldn't get the Grand Seiko in my hand. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure what I'm going to title this video yet. However, the conversation for today is, does an in-house movement really matter to you anymore? I got into this hobby, somewhere around 2006, 2007 and became a watch nut. And, right around then, maybe even 2008, 9 from my memory, which is getting worse as I get older, is kind of when the whole in-house term really started becoming popular. Manufacturers having their own in-house movements. It had a lot to do with the Swatch Group kind of limiting ETA, or at least stating they were going to start to limit ETA kits or movements to only Swatch brands, which left other companies and other manufacturers looking to source and what are they going to do with their how are they going to find their movements? And so obviously Sellita came along a little bit later. And the real video, I guess the real thing that sparked my thought process today for this video was I just posted the review on this Breitling Top Time B31 and had a few comments saying, hey, it's not an in-house movement. I must have referenced it, I guess I'll say quote unquote mistakenly in the video as an in-house movement, as the B31 movement. But it got me just to thinking about movements in general and kind of where we're at today in the market as far as in-house movements. And what I'll say is I think manufacturers are moving away from the term in-house and now just starting to list manufacturer. So for someone new who's just getting into watches, maybe confusing. For those of us who have kind of been in the hobby for a while, certainly probably some of you guys much longer than I have, kind of have seen the trajectory of where we're at in the hobby. And so really the question I have today for you is, does an in-house movement truly matter to you? And I guess what I'll say by in-house movement is a movement that is completely vertically integrated and produced by that manufacturer, by that brand. And the reason I'm showing you some of these here now is, specifically, talking about this Breitling, we'll go back to this. This is a brand new movement, just released from Breitling, 3-hand movement. I think they did a very nice job on it. However, as some others pointed out in the video, which I was aware of, I just didn't mention it, this movement was or is produced by the sister company to Sellita, referred to as the manufacturer AMTSA. They're a high-end movement manufacturer, and again, sister company of Sellita. So Breitling is not producing this watch, quote unquote, in-house. And so I do want to be very clear, I guess in my messaging in my videos, when I do talk about these movements, and I don't spend a lot of time talking about movements. There's a reason for that. I'll explain later. It's more of my personal preference. But the reason I have this Tag Heuer up is Tag Heuer did the same thing with this movement in their newer, I guess the newest iteration of their Aqua Racer. And again, this is the Tag Heuer 31-00. But again, this movement, can't see it, is produced by AMT as well. So both of these watches have new movements to them, or to the model at least, that are produced by the sister company of Sellita. And so where I'm going with all this is, while quote unquote not in-house, they're certainly not off the shelf kit, ETA kits, Sellita kits. There's obviously some R&D that goes into this to get them where they want. And my gut here, again, I've never produced my own watch. I would absolutely love to see somebody bigger with a budget do a full story, do a half-hour segment. My gut is Teddy would probably be the best to do it, but I would love to see him sit down and interview AMT. And maybe they already have and I just missed it. But the process of how these manufacturers go about, obviously there's some trade secrets there that companies don't want to come out and tell you what costs are and everything. But I have to believe that this is cheaper than them doing it in-house. And so anyway, again, it's just I'm kind of rambling today, nothing crazy. I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. I bring the Tudor up. Many people will say, oh, Tudor's an in-house movement. Frankly, in my opinion, I guess depending by definition, the MT 5400 is produced by Kenessi. Kenessi is owned by Tudor. And so even the branding on these websites, I did go in and look at these just to kind of see how they're listing them from the marketing perspective, because a lot of this, gang, is marketing in my opinion, as is most things here with luxury goods. But just to give you an idea, the Tag Heuer on their website says it's a COSC certified manufactured movement. So that's how they are representing their Tag Heuer 31 movement. Tudor just lists manufacturer caliber on their watches. And Breitling is listing this as the B31, and then in parentheses just says manufacturer. So I guess where I'm going with this is I think we're really moving away from the quote-unquote in-house terminology in the community to now we're just talking about manufactured movement. Doesn't mean they're manufactured in-house. It's just someone else is manufacturing it for them. So the verbiage is starting to change is kind of where I'm going with this. You're not going to see in-house. You're just going to see the word manufacturer. Where it's manufactured, you're going to have to do your homework and find out. Enough information is out there. I do appreciate the brands being transparent, with where they're coming from. I think they have to because folks like us would eventually find out and call them out if they're saying otherwise. But similarly, here's a Bell & Ross. Again, I just pulled some of the inventory we have. The new BR X5 here. Again, this is a Kenessi movement. Bell & Ross lists this from a marketing perspective on their website as a prestigious manufacturer movement. So again, not in-house, prestigious manufacturer movement. So the verbiage is certainly changing from a marketing perspective. And really, I just want to hear your guys' opinions. What your thoughts are. Do you guys put much stock into quote-unquote in-house movements or in-house manufactured movements now with where the market is going, with having these, I'll call them third-party, Kenessi, AMT, developing and making movements? Again, I would love a full story on that whole process. These companies probably won't share it, but maybe AMT would. How long is the R&D process? For Breitling's B31, I think I read 4 years. So I find that stuff interesting. Would love to know more about it myself. And then I brought these two up because these two here are quote-unquote what I would say in-house. They're manufactured in-house. Omega's coaxial 8500 movements. This one here is, I believe, it's the World Timer. I don't have it. It's the 80. It's got to be in the back here. Let me take a look here real quick. Yeah, they're 8938 here for the World Timer. So again, full review on this one coming. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload these videos. I'm doing about 5 or 6 videos today. But again, so you have Omega's movements, truly in-house, manufactured by Omega. And then I brought another one, Grand Seiko, same thing, spring drive, different technology, coaxial, new technology. So where do you guys value the movement? How do you value the movement? Do you care about the movement? I will tell you, I do care about it. However, not detrimental to, would I buy it or not? I want a reliable movement. I know the one that's going to be robust. I do factor in servicing costs sometimes, when I'm buying my own watches. For me, it still comes down to design and aesthetic. I have to love the look of the watch. If I don't love the look of the watch or it serves a purpose for me, the movement is not as important to me. And that is one of the reasons why I don't spend a ton of time talking about the movements on this channel. I'm one guy here that works for my AD. My owner, Ryan, was kind enough to let me start a YouTube channel years ago. And, so I do care about movements. Am I a movement expert? No, I know enough to have the conversation with most people and understand that. But I'm sure there are many of you watching this that would just, absolutely educate me on some of the movement specificities or specifications on some of these. But regardless, this is just a ramble, just some thoughts I had, kind of where the industry's at. And I genuinely do care. I want to know, what do you guys think of kind of where we're heading with these AMT movements, as well as just in general? Do you value a true in-house movement more than some of these AMT or Kenessi movements? Personally, I don't. The in-house part to me doesn't make a difference anymore, as long as the movement, I think, is attractive. If it's an open case back and it's reliable and I know it's going to run within specs. Again, I think this is a great looking movement. I think Breitling did a good job working with AMT to develop it. Haven't seen a lot out there as far as real world time or real world numbers yet on how it's running, but overall aesthetically, I think they did a great job. So again, enough of my ramble. If you're still watching this video, I can't help but share this with you right now. Give me 1 second. I told you I'm in the store 1 day a week right now. I went part-time last May due to some family circumstances, and I had to come in today and just show you. So I'm in a random kind of space upstairs in our brand new facility. So that's the door coming into this huge space. For security purposes, I won't show you the whole room. It's a big, large room, but you guys are gonna love this. That's the desk that usually sits up against the wall where I film. Today I came up and I've got 30 cases of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and Woodford Reserve. I made that my desk today, and I just thought it was hilarious that because of the light I have from above and the light switch there on the door for loom shots, that's my setup. You can see I got a desk here. This is how it is, gang. Show you a little bit of behind the scenes. Certainly just wanted to share that with you here at the end, because I got a kick out of that, making this my working desk today. Should have put a shot glass out to have a good time with you all. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Let me know what you think of in-house movements versus just manufacturer movements. And thanks again for viewing, and we'll see you in the next video.